Behind the glitz of the West End and the quiet hum of power in Whitehall, we're the 39th most deprived district in England. We set up a team, we set up a programme called Civic Watch, which brings together the staff on the ground to share information, to share ideas, to share problem solving. And they sit down on a very regular basis, 3-4 times a week, and work through the local problems and work out the local solutions. So getting the police and other agencies as well to focus on these issues where they may not be seen as headline issues is one of the first challenges. One of the great efficiencies that we start to get is where we can share not only buildings together, but staff and information, and jointly start to tackle those problems. What I need to do is demonstrate, first of all, by example, and that means I'm willing to sit down and give some power to others, to empower them then to make decisions on my behalf. Challenge them where I need to, but actually give them the space to make those decisions, to make those calls.
The overall concept is to improve local levels of consultation with businesses and local residents and community groups. Overall for me, the main difference in terms of the way we work in partnership now for my role within Westminster is that I'm able to deliver a much more effective response to local needs in terms of crime and disorder.
This is about getting all of our parts of the council, who sometimes believe they're just looking after housing, just looking after education, to understand how they work together for a single purpose. I'm horribly outside my comfort zone at times of this because I'm giving away some of the levers to my own success. Part of this is a leap of faith. We're brought up as managers to work in a relatively prescribed way, some of it based on training, some of it based on our own experience, a lot of it based on what we see around us and the culture of the organisation in which we work. At some point, that culture can start delaying, can start stopping an organisation from growing.
TfL is the public corporation that manages the delivery and the development of all of the capital's transport. It's made up of 19 different companies, and it's an extremely diverse, heavily devolved business. When you've implemented HR Service, my experience is that's the start of the change, not the end of the change, because at that point you've implemented something that is supposed to help managers to improve the way they're working.
For me, the personal benefits of working in shared services are basically I can actually exercise my HR skills a lot more and expand my knowledge and be able to give more precise advice to the customer. More precise advice, clear advice, and also the right advice. Not only that, but by being all in one area, it's easier for me to teach team members and share the knowledge when you're all in one place.
The benefits of HR Service to TfL flow directly. We delivered more than 20% reduction in the operating budget of HR. That's hard cost reduction. That is made up of staff reduction of more than 30%, and that's the bulk of the reduction by taking 146 people net out of HR. It's not the sort of thing that can be done on an incremental basis. It's not the sort of thing that you can hope that people will kind of work out for themselves. It's a major change in the way that the function works, and that means leading right from the top and setting hard objectives in terms of time and delivery.
Blackburn with Dom has been working in partnership for many years. When we transferred 500 of our staff to the private sector, we transferred staff from housing benefits, architects, engineers, council tax, human resources, ICT. Quite a large and complex arrangement that we entered into. But the important thing about it was that it also created 700 new jobs in our borough, so it was worth doing if you looked at the overall picture. When we entered into a partnership with our private sector partner, we put the back office savings into frontline social services. What we need to do is to look at ways in which we can give leadership, and whilst we will consult with the various interested parties and we will try and listen, but nevertheless the overall objective is to make the big prize of the huge efficiency savings that are out there. It's important to be bold in this.
We all know that the world is changing. The bar of what success looks like is going up and up and up. Now, shared services is a no-brainer. It is beneficial to everyone. It's a bit of a hassle to get it done, but the benefits are tremendous. And in a changing environment where we become more and more transparent, leadership, per definition, becomes more and more important. It becomes a crucial success factor. Personal commitment for leaders is hard because you make yourself transparent, others can measure you, and will criticize. And as a leader, you have to take that in and translate that into change behavior by creating three things. One, a common agenda. Do we have similar language? And do we have a common understanding of success? Two, are we willing to put the money where our mouth is? So put the resources not in the status quo, which is probably the easiest way to do things, but put the resources where change is made. And three, are we willing to choose our best people to do the things that are really needed for change? It's not an intellectual problem, it's the problem of are we willing to go and do it? And that means it's your problem as leaders